Is what I ate to lose 150 pounds. And this doesn't need to be what you need to eat, but it's going to show you the same system and structure that you can adopt to do the same. The decision-free eating plan. Because the problem is not willpower, it's giving yourself too many decisions to make. Now, something the fitness industry doesn't really like talking about is this idea that fat loss is relatively boring and quite difficult. We all grew up in a revolutionary, if it fits your macros type approach, where you can have the fun and still lose weight. Ultimately, you have a finite amount of willpower. So if we go down the if it fits your macros route, because calories in, calories out, what we're then relying on is a willpower to maintain ourselves through being around high density of calories with things like takeaways, chocolate, and things that we know aren't optimal for our long-term result. Which is why in the morning you're able to get up, have that high protein packed breakfast, but by the time you get in exhausted, tired and run down from a day, the sweets cupboard is calling to you because we've started to have that willpower eroded, which means we then make decisions in the here and the now rather than what your future version of yourself wanted. But what we need to look at is how to then put things in play that stop that from happening. Now, this is what I call the decision-free eating plan. Similar breakfasts, similar lunches, similar dinners, and then you have some leeway and flexibility for the fun stuff. And before you say it, oh, that sounds really boring and miserable, it probably is a little bit, but so is also being significantly overweight and also being relatively unhappy with what you see in the mirror every day. But if we can make some short-term sacrifices in choice, flexibility and fun, then that's how we start to develop habit and routine, and that's what gets us to the end goal faster. But once I walk you through the actual meals, you'll probably find it far less depressing anyway. Breakfast, you've seen them all before. Protein pancakes and all that bullshit. No one's got time for that. I've been up in the night with the kid. I'm tired. I want a coffee. Just give me simplicity. We should start our day with high protein with the minimal amount of effort and fucking around. Two easiest options, Greek yogurt or eggs. So 2 breakfast options on repeat, and you vary the amount of portion size based on how much you've got to lose. Frozen berries, microwave to get the juices going, and some Greek yogurt with a little topping of honey, and if you're trading that day, a little bit of granola. Or secondary option is eggs in an omelette, and again, if you're trading later that day, then scrambled with some sourdough toast. It's literally that simple. And therefore already you can see both of those meals, high protein, they're going to keep you fuller for longer and stop you snacking later on in the morning. And when we add the carbohydrates in, because we're going to be training. Is it the most exciting breakfast in the world? No. But is it one that you can repeat, whether the kids have had you up 4 times in the night or you've slept like a fucking baby? Absolutely. And this is the thing you need to bear in mind. What is repeatable? Because what is repeatable gets done. Lunch. This one's going to get an eye roll, but stay with me because this is the point where most people leave. It's cliche and you've heard it all before, but chicken and either vegetables if we're not training that day or some form of carbohydrate if we are. Chicken and rice, bro. I know, I hate myself for saying it, but how easy is it to prep? Chuck some chicken titties in the oven, cook them up, chop them up, job done. If you want to add vegetables, you can do peppers, mushrooms, onions with a bit of drizzle of honey. Beautiful. If you wanted to add carbohydrates, you can add your rice in, maybe a bit of herbs and seasoning, bit of Chinese 5-spice, jazz it up a little bit, and all of a sudden you've got a meal that you can easily cook and prepare. Whether you work from home like me, where you can just quickly bang it on a griddle, or you work in an office, you can take it with you. All of these things can make one ingredient taste 100 different ways. It doesn't have to be plain chicken, dry, boring, tasteless. You can vary your palate and your flavoring, but keep the base ingredients the same. And then the decision you get to make that day is what flavors do I fancy, not what fucking meal do I now have to prepare, think about, cook and weigh. And before we get into dinner, if you want a full framework on how to actually lose weight as a millennial, head down to the description and click the link and download the free guide that will give you a kickstart into not make the same mistakes that everybody else does when they're on a fat loss journey. And dinner. Now, this is the one that you can give yourself a bit of grace for because that's sat around the dinner table with your wife and kids. That's the one that needs more flexibility. But hopefully you can see by eating the same breakfast, eating the same lunches, you know how many calories you consumed. So for those of you that don't like tracking calories, this is also a really easy way of doing it. So now all you need to do is track your evening meal. So with dinner, you give yourself a very simple rule. Protein first. It must have vegetables. and carbohydrates if we've earned them or need them, i.e. trained in the morning or we'll be training later that night. Beef, stir-fry vegetables, some noodles if you're trained. Chicken, salad if you haven't. Steak, vegetables on the side, and some homemade potato wedges in the air fryer because you're training later. Very simple process of creating meals. Again, you can then create variety through simplicity and repeatability. Protein first, vegetables second, carbs if we need them. And therefore you then had 3 meals, all with high protein content, all with some vitamins, minerals, and some nutrient fucking density, and all with a little bit of carbohydrate should we need them for the training that day. And this is why it works. Most people's diets are too fucking elaborate and fancy. They get too obsessed with choice and variety. We get sick of tracking, so we stop doing it. We're not as accurate, and therefore we don't see the same results. But as you've seen, by making repeatable meals, you don't have to track as much because you now know what is in things. In 20 years of coaching people to change their lives and their body weight, choices will create fatigue. Fatigue makes frustration. Frustration means we sack it off, quit, leave. But just remember, it has taken you a long time with the current behaviors and habits and relationship with food that you have. There will be days where you do everything I've just said, and there'll be weekends where you just completely fall back and revert to normal behavior. That is normal. It's not a reason to throw the towel in and quit. It's an opportunity to learn. Why did you do it? How did you feel after doing it? What could you have done differently? And then we incorporate that into the next time. Think averages, think months, not weeks. Think consistent, repeatable behaviors. And I promise you, my friends, you'll get there. Like and subscribe. Give me a comment below as to which meal you're going to start adding in as a repeatable one for you. Because honestly, I think the comments on this one could be pretty good. Or just to give me some shit that you think chicken and rice is too fucking bro and obvious. I've set myself up for this one. But make sure you sign up for that free guide on how to lose weight without making the same mistakes as everyone else. And until the next time, all best, Godspeed, I'll see you soon.